Hey, I just wanted to talk about today's Tai Chi Chuan tip. I'm Stephen Watson. I'm just going to look it up here. Pressed open the wrong app. So today's Tai Chi Chuan tip, we have content, playlists. We currently have how many? We have 605 videos posted. I also have videos posted on today's Tai Chi Chuan tip through the end of April 2023. And a bunch of different reasons to do this. One is that I had a whole lot more work and vastly less income when COVID started. And I thought, well, maybe I can get some income through tips rather than tuition, which I had never done before. And the other part was that, again, particularly seeing this in COVID, I want to be able to reach people that really need this, that are now more comfortable with Zoom and, getting lessons on a video, or also just are unable to make it to a class because of quarantine, because of COVID, because of, being out of state or out of country, that sort of thing. So for me, it was about trying to reach more people, and then also test out the idea of, can I do an offering, which I know will largely go to people for free. But I was thinking that enough people would offer enough, enough people would offer enough, that I would, make a go of it and, have another income stream. To that end, I've appended, I think, just about every video with what I thought was a pretty sensible method for donating, whether that's PayPal or Venmo or Bitcoin or buymeacoffee.com/somedayfarm or whatever. And what I had guessed is that, a couple times a week, people would send $1, $2, $5, maybe 20, 10 bucks, 12 bucks. Maybe occasionally somebody would, send in an amount that looks like tuition to me, $50, $75, $100, that, that would be pretty nice. Certainly wouldn't expect that from everybody or many people even often. But I kind of thought, people would see it and they'd say, you know what, I can send in $3 for this. That I'm benefiting from that tip. I certainly know that not everybody would or could, and that's one of the reasons I did it as a free offering, and it is that, and it will remain that. But it does take me time, and it costs me money, and I invested thousands of dollars in, the video, the iPad, for example, that I'm on, and storage space, and all that kind of stuff, and software for it. And I thought, I didn't really have like a really big business plan, but I thought, maybe every month there might be $100 or $45 or $25, maybe more than 100, maybe $300, and I would really start to pay insurance and, pay for the equipment and put food in my belly and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that if I gave them easy ways to just PayPal me $3 or Venmo me $12 or, just occasionally when they're moved or, that would happen. And then I also thought a whole lot more people would share it and comment and otherwise engage and write in the comments, oh, here's what happened when I did that tip, or share it in their group with other people, and there'd be more engagement with it. And to me, that would be inspiring me and make me want to do it more and engage in it. And there has been some engagement. People do share them. People do comment, but not a lot. When I scroll through, I'll look and I'll see a given video has been seen 16 times or 6 times or 21 times. Doesn't seem like a lot. Again, 20 views is 20 views of maybe 20 people getting a lesson. Also looking at my analytics, the videos have been up to 3 minutes, that's all. And, the analytics shows me like the average view time or something, I think average view time. And very often that average view time is much less than 3. Not that all my videos are 3 minutes, but yeah, they might be, 120 or something. And that tells me they're not watching the whole thing. Could I do it differently so it's more punchy? I guess, but that hasn't been my style. And I'm not going to vary that style for this because now I have a way of doing it and, hundreds of videos that way. I'm not going to just radically shift it. So anyway, for me, it's been disappointing. I don't know how to count here, so TTT. So like I always hashtag them, hashtag TTT, post them on Patreon, where of course they're free to my viewers there as well. So I have a whole bunch of theme weeks I've written that I haven't filmed, but I'm excited to do. So each of those is, 5 to 8 separate lessons on a theme. When I've done the theme weeks, which I guess I've done like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, I've had like 0 feedback on that, like 0, maybe some comment on an individual, but no feedback on the theme. Nobody's saying, so glad we're doing a theme on swords or gym equipment or whatever. And I just thought, if I do themes, maybe people are like, I'm interested in that theme and I can use that in my class and here's what happened with it, or here's a suggestion. Got none. Sometimes I'm overtly making a suggestion in the video, like, hey, comment, let me know, reach out. Never had anybody say, hey, I saw what you said, here's what happened when I did it, or here's a question I have. So again, like pretty gutting for me, pretty disappointing. Yeah, disappointing. Maybe that's the right word. So here's my Tai Chi Chuan tip scratch pad, or one of them. I think I have 5 of them now. So I'm just scrolling through my notes of ones to film, and I'm really fast scrolling now, by the way. I don't know how to estimate this, but it's gotta be 100, 75, 150, I don't know, but I'm still scrolling. These are all, I'd like to film these, and I have been planning to film them, still not done. I'm getting near the end though, and then there we are. And then I have a bunch of other notes with however many are in those, and the theme weeks. So, maybe 200-300 more ideas that I haven't filmed. And as I said, I have them filmed, set to premiere every day at 6 a.m. through May. But I took a look for the first time yesterday at just Venmo and PayPal. I don't think even once anybody has sent me anything through the Bitcoin app, which has a couple different crypto. I thought, maybe these days people want to send money that way and I'll figure out how to do it. So that's always been part of, the suffix to my videos. I have had people that know about YouTube that have said to me, well, mention right up front that you want to get some tips, you want to get some money, like put your advertisement in the beginning. That doesn't feel like my style. But I did try and more often when I'm filming, say, hey, welcome to today's Tai Chi Chuan tip. By the way, Venmo, PayPal, please check in, somedayfarm.org. I do this for the tips. I know you're here for the tips. I'll try and say a little bit and then get to the lesson and then put in, I have a few different versions of my suffix that has the QR codes and so forth so people can log in and donate, but I just haven't seen it happen. So anyway, I guess it was yesterday, I was looking at, okay, let me just see. So today's December, 7th or something like that. The last time I got a tip on Venmo was September 19th. That feels like not once a week, not 3 or 4 a week, not every 2 weeks. That seems like a long time ago. And that means that's been 15 minutes a day for me working on these, maybe 20, maybe that's more fair. And that's 3 months, basically a little bit less than 3 months. So let's call that 75 days at 20 minutes. So that's like 25 hours of work or something like that for $22. So that's less than $1 an hour. And when I looked at my PayPal, I didn't see any as far back as I went. There have been occasionally a few people, the in-person students that, round up their tuition and they write something like today's Tai Chi Chuan tip, thanks. which I appreciate. I'm not trying to say don't appreciate the tips that have come, but it doesn't feel like it's paying for me, which maybe hints that it's not paying for you. People don't need this. People don't want this. I'm a believer in it. I think they're important lessons that really are not going to ever get anywhere else. And I rather thought that some of these Tai Chi Chuan tips would sort of be permission for people to say, hey, I heard this from a well-regarded Tai Chi Chuan teacher. Like, this is something you can do. This is okay. And to allow people to have permission to do some of these things and explore them, I thought would be important. I still do. But my current thinking now is that I'm not going to keep filming. I haven't filmed any in like 3 days, maybe 4 days, I don't know. And I'm pretty disappointed and gutted and stomach sick over it. I have a lot more I want to do, but I definitely don't feel supported. This is not me being mad at you. This is not me being ungrateful for those that have done support. And I'm certainly not ungrateful for the people who would like to support, but they're not able to. That's completely fine, part of my plan. But again, overall, it's not paying for me. So why am I doing this? Like, do I have it in me to give this to the world, to the community? Facing my death as I have been recently, it's felt even more important to do it, like to get these lessons out to the world. But my current plan is I am not going to keep doing it. And I guess all of these won't get filmed. A couple times over the last, I guess, year, I've had this similar feeling, and I thought I'll just kind of mention it. Maybe it was a Facebook post or something. Like, I don't think I keep doing this. People aren't doing tips. And I think I did that twice, and like both times somebody sent in a tip right away, And I was like, all right, I'll keep doing it. And that does help. They send me $20 or $30 or something. And that's nice. And, I'm not complaining. And so I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind on this. Maybe a bunch of people send in tips, and I'm like, I feel like I have to change my mind, and my like depression around it shifts, and I'm engaged. But I've always really wanted to engage with people on these things and have people share, have people comment, have people send in recommendations, have people say, hey, it didn't post yet. Where is it? I was excited to see it. And I say, I'm sorry, I'm late. Or, hey, when does the theme week start? And I just don't see that. I don't see the feedback. I don't see the engagement. I don't see people sharing enough, to satisfy me. Again, some people do. Some people comment, even somewhat regularly. But overall, it doesn't feel like it's supporting the project. So I feel like I'm going to just let this one die in its sleep. And, if I continue to be around, my history has been that I get inspired by some new creative thing, and then I'll do that until it's not supported, which really has just been the theme for, my whole career. And I'll be disappointed and depressed. And then if I rebound, then I'll be excited about the next thing, and I'll be doing that. So past history probably suggests that I'll be excited about another thing at some point. But right now I'm going to honor the frustration and depression and plan to stop. You can plan to stop me by donating, I guess. But I've made that appeal every day for 500 days. And I don't see that this is how it'll happen. So I need to focus my energies elsewhere. This has been today's Tai Chi Chuan tip, not tomorrow's Tai Chi Chuan tip. I'm Stephen Watson, here at Someday Farm. Thank you.